If you like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain. If you're not into yoga, I am into champagne. Something like that. Welcome, friends. Welcome. Get excited. Haha, thanks, mate. Alright, it's new project time. And it's an exciting one. Exciting new project. Gonna get a few of the required implements out. We might even crack a fresh razor blade. It's going well, Ramascara, thank you. Crack a fresh razor blade. Ready to go. Alright. I'm actually even going to ditch this thing, I think. Not doing any painting. The clean slate. Alright. Yeah, hoodie. It's Party Monday. Rock and roll. Alright, we're going to start the vampires. I'm going to turn my face off just in case I use this in my video that I'm playing or planning on making. So, alright, our plan for tonight, we're going to put together all these vampires and we're going to plot out our diorama or something like that. Ooh, what do we got in here? Dick. Sonya, the Night Warrior. Sonya Blade. Sonya. It's not that cold, mate. It's just cold in my house. Okay, let's go. All right. Start of a new project. What a moment. What an exciting moment. Well, it's not hot, but it's certainly not like Melbourne. All right. All right. Hey, Rocket.
Hello. Oh.
What did we... Light bursts? Or was it unplugged? Did Whaley unplug it? Plug his phone in?
Unplugged the
Oh, fair enough.
Maybe he couldn't work out how to turn the lamp off.
All right, friends. Well, it's been a glorious, glorious weekend. Got to see some of my friends. Played some cool board games. Painted some models. My girlfriend and I watched the movie Encanto. It's a good weekend. This is not secure enough for my liking. Bit flimsy, so I may change that. We'll see. All right. Looking good from the front. Oh no. Smooth out that butt. You know what to do with that big fat butt. A nice cast, actually. Couple of little. I think is that hair? No, yeah, piss that off. Yeah, so this is a project I've been planning for a while. I've got four big projects sitting over in my cabinets, um, that are all based on, Kickstarter collections of models or cool models that I want to put together in a diorama. And this one is probably, g'day Mozzo, probably my most favourite of all of my. Well, actually, Camelot was probably my most favourite. Love King Arthur, but yeah, I've been an undead player in just about every game that I've played, including War Machine, including Warhammer, including Guild Ball. So vampires are one of my all-time favorite models. I think every vampire that Cal Rudik's released has been something um, I've painted. So this one is going to be one that I'm pretty pumped about. Yeah, yeah. Land's the guy who does the box art for these. Land and Mikhail Shishmenko. um, cool. So the vampires theme is just my favorite. So this is gonna be. It's pretty unreal. Yeah, this project's gonna be probably my favorite of the big dioramas that I've done. Maybe we'll see how it pans out. So what we want to achieve out of this tonight is a real concrete understanding of the structure of the diorama, or how we want everything to be placed. The current thought, or the structure and shape, is some sort of mausoleum type crypt, and I had a really out there thought. So I'm interested in everyone's perspectives on this out there thought. There's two sides of it. So it's obviously going to be nighttime, right? Because they're vampires. But I was thinking moonlight through a stained glass window would be um, the little hook for this piece. So we'll have a stained glass window off to the side, and then the reflections of that on the ground. That was my first thought. My second thought was I'm not that good a painter. So maybe instead of doing it that way, I'll actually go for it's a shit bit of casting. Maybe instead I will go for an LED in a stained glass window off to the side, so that I can paint it to be moonlight and then turn the LED on to create some interesting color changes across. What are your thoughts? Is that a perspective that you think will be interesting? Hopefully we'll get Bucks on later on and he can share his thoughts. The Buckinator. This might be too small even for my small pin vise. It's a concept. I don't know if it's a good one, because I'm not set on mausoleum slash crypt slash dungeon for the environment, but when I look at the figures, uh, that's a TBD at the moment, mate. Haven't gotten quite that far on. I want to have a bit more of an understanding of the overall space that we'll be taking up before we start sort of thinking of colours and. What are you doing, buddy? Little idiot. Being a little idiot. Cool. Indeed. G'day, Match Fixer. G'day, Gruffalo. All right, and this arm is just being held. Like this. Maybe. That's cool. Oh yeah. Thank you, Andrew. Well, we do have an exciting treat coming up in 2 weeks' time. Not this party Monday, but next party Monday. We are going to have Bucks joining live in the studio, isn't it? Rocket's very excited to have strange people in her house. Hey, Rocket,
Well, I have bigger issues right now.
what's happening?
I accidentally installed Monterey OS.
Why'd you do that?
I forgot to uncheck it when I was trying to update Safari.
Oh,
And the last time I did that, it completely fucked my iMac. 37 minutes remaining. Okay, we'll see in 37 minutes.
All right. Where are your little feet go? Here and here. Roger. All right. This model is from Carol Rudick. It is called Sonia the Night Warrior, and it's this one. It's pretty good. But we're not going to attach a weapon for the moment because I think we will pin that, and we may want to actually change the haft. Cool. Actually, I can do that. She's a 75mm, my friend. This is the unglamorous side of the display painting world, friends. Normally, you see display painters on streams and they're just like, "Yeah, look at this great thing I finished. Wow, it's so good." There's a lot of this fucking shit before you get to that stage. Tell you what. I think we'll just leave this for the moment. We won't glue anything just yet, just in case. But yep, cool. That is cool. All right, Model 1. Uh, I think we'll do this guy. Metsulak. Wee, 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 wee. Hey, buddy. What are you looking at? Okay, this guy. Hey, what are you doing? Huh? Yes, and these wings look quite fragile. Ah, we don't talk about Bruno. No, no. We don't talk about Bruno. We did. We watched it on Saturday night. I liked it a lot. It's very good. Yes, very good. Oh, look at this cloak. Holy shit. That is a absolute treat. No, have not watched Prey yet. That may be a special Big Demo watches it by himself. Jobbo. I don't think my girlfriend would appreciate quality of the movie. It's called Prey.
Is it about nuns?
It is about nuns, yes, that's exactly what it is.
Is it pornography?
It is, yes, it's a pornography about nuns. It's on Disney Plus, yes. Preay. You absolute peanut. It's about the Predator from the movie Predator.
Oh, yeah, boring.
Yeah, boring. So predictable, Bidsy. Oh, this guy is a banger. Look at this model. I'm going to zoom in on this a bit. Is it? Is it a prequel? Is it about when they first come to? Yeah, that's when they come to the Von Trapp family, Kim. That's exactly what they do, isn't it? No.
Oh, yes, it didn't fuck my computer up. It did it.
No, well, my girlfriend's about to start her own stream on The Sims, isn't it, Bids?
Yeah, but I'm just not consistent enough.
Yeah. No, she is in the room next door, about to play The Sims. For her, Party Monday is play The Sims while Big Dano paints.
Trent exists on Zoom. That's for the range.
Yeah, the dogs did come close, didn't they? It was a good game. Probably the Well, it's the game I enjoyed watching most of the weekend. Um, Manly Para was probably the game of the weekend. Not because Manly lost, but just the comeback was pretty awesome and unexpected. Um, Wheat gutted dogs. Yeah, it's crazy, eh? Crazy. See Kenty blowing up about it on 360 tonight. Wow, this model's so good. Mm. Yeah, of course they did. They were never, ever, ever going to win that in a million years. But it's like what I said to Vince. Like the problem was never with any of the specific things. It was that the NRL had absolutely no idea what to do around the timing when it comes to a challenge after the clock, or what happens if a try is scored and then they call full time, but then the try is overturned. All of a sudden, they have to reverse the clock. How far do they reverse it? There's all these things that they didn't have an answer to. Just yeah. Hey Rocket. Hello. Isn't it? Oh, this model is obscenely good. Holy shit. Oh, that is awesome. We don't talk about Bruno. Yeah, he's a big ancient vampire. Yeah, he's actually not that much bigger than her. Pretty similar. Turn this over a bit. Ooh. And he's got awesome claws. And his head's pretty good too. Got to decide what I want. Oh, that is it. That is an absolute all-time model. I tell you what, Carroll has outdone himself on that one. Yeah, no, the wings are mad dogging. Oh, oh, that's outrageous. All right, just a little bit of cleanup here. So yeah, we'll think color palette second, but once we get some models together, we'll start thinking about a broader composition for this piece. We've only got one, two, three, four, five models to go after this one. It's not going to be quite as elaborate as the other two, but I think we'll be able to make a little bit more focused as a result. I hope anyway. Or maybe focus isn't the right word. Maybe the right word is I'll be able to maintain my focus for an extended period of time because there's less elements to just be spinning out over. I'll be able to finish it off and thus maintain a higher quality Maybe. We shall see. Did your computer stay alright, Vids?
It's indicated so far. It's definitely better than the last time I tried to install Monterey.
I don't know what Monterey is though.
It's just a new version of the Mac system.
Well, Nicky Jags, where are you, mate? What are you at home? Yeah, mate. Guzman and Gomez, get amongst it. You can, I'm pretty sure, Gruffalo still order this chap. It's Carl Rudick is the Carl Rudick Art is the website, and he's done some of my all-time favorite models. All right, I think we will. I think we can probably glue all of these elements together. Maybe. Let me check the arms here. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. All right, let's go. Okay, let's go. Mm. This guy is my favorite model I have seen this year, without a shadow of a doubt. What an absolute ball terror. And he's standing on a grave. Oh, look at this dude. This is awesome. Holy shit. All right, I think we will leave the Wingos off, the Wingo stars off until later, just in case I want to spend a bit more time on them. But if that is not one of the best vampire models to come out, I will give the game away. That is awesome. Fantastic. All right, another model down. Let's change gears a bit and move to the hardest one. Yeah, Migback, how good is he? Unreal. All right, this one's gonna hurt. But this is the centerpiece. The box is too big to fit on my camera. Look at the size of this. So this will be the central component of the diorama. Everything else will flow around this. But the thing I'm tossing up at the moment is this throne. looks a little bit dungeony, cavern-y, and I was sort of leaning more towards a mausoleum. Whoa! Look at this. Number one. That's because no one else is stupid enough to buy this in 75 mil. Where are you going? Put you over here. Alright, I just gotta check this Discord chinwag. What do we got doing here? Later. Okay, look at all these toys. Alright, that's old mate on his throne. Wow, that is a chunk of resin and a half. Oh, yes. Yes. Ah, this is the exciting part of the project when you're just like thinking about how cool everything is without actually realizing how much work you've got ahead. Okay, so this is the front of the throne. So it looks cavernous. Looks like a cavern. Hello, buddy. What are you standing there looking at me for, hey? Switch to shitty clippers. Well, that's sort of a question for us to think about, really. But that'll come after we assess the composition. We'll do the composition first. Work out the overall general lighting and sense, and then we'll worry about the colors. Because it all depends on if I decide to go ahead with this stained glass window idea and how I choose to approach that. What do you think, Rocket?
Sorry.
Stained glass window. I do it for my vampire diorama. So there's a stained glass window that's casting light over the floor of the mausoleum. Would it be cooler to paint it, or would it be cooler to use an LED and have an actual stained glass window that casts coloured light on it?
It'd be cool if you made a window and then made a really tiny candle.
Alright, I can do that. Has KV heard my singing? Well, let me tell you, last night she said that my singing was one of the most remembered things that she's had. She absolutely is sick to death of my singing. Sick to death of it. Because it just doesn't stop. Because we can't stop and we won't stop. Don't you see it's we who own the night? Hey, buddy. You alright? You funny little kid. G'day, Cetheus. I don't think I have told that story, Randall. That's a good one, though. It's a good story. I convinced Randall that I was that I made the Australian Idol top 100 for about 5 years. He dead set believed me. It was great. That's because I did make the Australian Idol top 100. So. Oh, Hera Models. G'day, you champions. What have I got of yours that I can show you really quickly? I've got your Octavius. I painted your Octavius if you want to see it. Yeah, it is a new project. All Carl Ruddick's vampires. On a big diorama is my plan. And I am well, thank you, mate. I'm assuming it's Diego. Yes, small, big project. Yeah, like so. And then this one goes in like so. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This one here. I'm just going to flip this back a little bit. That is... That's all that a water bottle. Yes. Hey, Jared. How are you, buddy? Woo! All right. So that's the central part of the diorama so far. There's all these vampire bits. Woo! All right. What is this thing? Oh, this must be the wing. I am doing pretty well, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is the wing from the vampire that's up the top, and this hangs down. I should go on my kitchen rules. I should. Any coffee cups, man? All right, so this guy is here. Cool, so that hangs down. Okay, Robbie's hobbies. What's happening? All right, 1, 2. This one of the more challenging things about a piece like this, aside from the sheer immensity of it, is this, this detail here of this vampire is something that you have to paint, you know, really, really carefully because it's a model from the fucking diorama, and yet then you've got that wrapped around all this rock. So I literally can't assemble this piece here because to do so, maybe I could assemble that whole piece, but I don't know because there's a second vampire. So I need to keep these in separate pieces for the actual diorama painting so that I can make sure I get these both done, to a high standard. But then you have the second problem that comes alongside that, which is you want to paint all of this in one piece and you can't because you need them separate. So I've got a solve for that, but I have a solve for that, but I'll talk about it. I painted this Viking. I did him on yesterday's stream and Party Monday, the Viking. Come on, focus, little Viking. There he is. He's for Queensland Model Hobby Expo. He was done yesterday. And then I also did this guy in the last week as well, which is a big Minotaur. Big Minotaur. Blood, 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 blood. That's the two last things I've painted. Alright, I need to grab a bin. Alright, I'm back. G'day, Weetabix. Gracias. Or in your case, it would be merci beaucoup. All right, so this is the central component that we're looking at. So if this is the centerpiece, can we have it in a mausoleum, or is that too? This doesn't really look like what you would find in a mausoleum, unless it was an old mausoleum, I suppose. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? The game crashed. Oh no, is that from your thing? Yeah. Yeah, balls to the wall is a certainty. We are going to go for it, but it's just a matter of... There's so much stuff in this kit. It's crazy. So after this assembly, we're going to try drawing some stuff, which will be fun. G'day, Loco El Taco. I am going well, thank you, buddy. They are indeed all 75mm, yes. So this is the main vampire. You haven't seen it all yet. It's going to be very big. Let's get this here. G'day, Cujo. It is very fancy. QMA cheese next week, mate. Look, I know I'm quick, but let's be realistic now. No, I don't think. I think this will actually be smaller. I think this will end up to be smaller than the last one. But because of that, I wanna focus on the composition a little more. Cool. This one from this guy. Yes. Cool. That's section 1. Section 2. Here is old mate's arm. Alright, so here's the story. So this is obviously the king of the vampires, or whatever their title for the person who's in charge is. Most ancient vampiro, or whatever his name is. And he has a vampire court. Much like in Harry Dresden, how there's vampire courts. So this is like the Red King, if you've ever read Harry Dresden and the Dresden Files. If you haven't, that's okay. It's just a vampire in charge of other vampires. So, where is this vampire's lair? Initially, I was going to suggest a mausoleum. Can we make this look like a mausoleum? I don't know. So that has to remain separate as well. Well, I think we can probably get away with this one being glued down. Yep. See you, mate. Okay. So this vampire. Yeah, I've got the green stuff world cobwebs stuff already. It's better than the hairspray because it doesn't fuck up your hairbrush as much. Okay, so this guy I think is like sniveling and crawling across the ground like this. It does, yes. Yeah, no, I used it on Camelot. Um, where does this one go? Like this. Alright, now the question is, do I like this guy and his pose? Yeah, yeah. This diorama, this model is a diorama in and of itself with 3 winged vampires. Let me see if I can. Yeah, all of these vampires came with this. This and this chick are separate ones that we're going to add. And so are these three. Three more. This is just an all-time banner. This is going to be one of my best ever pieces, I think, friends, when we get it all done. Because I absolutely froth for vampires. No, that's what we're going to do tonight, mate. We're going to do the digital mock-up, the one that people really appreciate. Yep, I'm also looking forward to seeing what we will do. Yep, so I think I'm going to take this vampire off. I don't think I want him. I think he's a distraction from the rest of the story. But I do like the two at the back flying around the thing. This mad dog is attached to this. Here, or maybe it's like this. I feel like it's definitely this. It's attached to this anyway. It's a cool element. And then you got this guy's wings. There's so many wings. Why has everyone got wings? Why doesn't Kane the Last Vampire have wings? That's what I want to know. Alright, good, good. Chuck, 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 chuck. Chuck, chuck, chuck. Okay, let's add one more model to the composition. Try to see if we can find. I think on my. Hey, leave that alone. I think my Curse City models I talked about glowing patterns. I think on most of my Curse City stuff I did glow effects. Don't think we want you. All right, Lady Sibylla. Yeah, cool. All right, so maybe this is not going to be the right basing strategy for a inside mausoleum. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, buddy. Hey, you alright? Come here. No, you don't want to be picked up, do you? Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-na-na-na, ba-ba-na-na-na, dun, 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 dun. Alright, there's a few models left. This guy's one. Hey, awesome, mate. Yeah, I did mine on the weekend too, actually. Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, this is a good figure. Um, I think I settled on 18. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to transport big ones. Glorious sword. I've painted the bust version of this figure. Um, so I was just remembering that experience. Yeah, I saw a diorama a few years ago now. I think it might have actually been by maybe it was Francesco. And it was on like fairy tales or Snow White. Uh, and it had the witch as a bust with an apple, and then it had Snow White and some other dudes in normal scale, and it really juxtaposed those two scales really well. And so I've been wanting to do something along those lines for a while. Um, and Bunny actually came up with a fantastic idea to do that with the moon face bust and the moon face model from Mindworks. So yeah, it's a cool idea to juxtapose, to put those two things together. Hugo. Hugo. Dun 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 dun. Little buddy. Bum 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 bum. No, no, no. All right, my man. Let me add you to my live stream.
Hey, mate.
G'day. What are you up to?
Not much. You don't even want to know what I'm up to. You're just gonna laugh at me when you find out what I'm up to.
You're painting Space Marines, aren't you?
I'm not painting Space Marines. I'm painting a particular set of bases, two bases.
Oh yeah, I've already seen them. You're a disgrace.
That I
You've painted about 18 times those bases, haven't you?
I've painted them 3 times. This will be the 4th and 5th.
Yeah. So, in other words, the way too many times.
The way too many times.
Yeah. Say hello to Bucks, everyone. Andrew Buckley.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
I'm also in the midst of sending some stuff off to DC to have a look at. So he's going to have a look at the last sort of 4 or 5 projects I've done. See what he thinks about them.
Is that? I assume that piece was for a collector.
It was for a collector, yeah. There was no way Bucksy was going to be getting his hands on that piece.
Yeah. Bucksy probably would have to get in line behind Big Deno, honestly, but
yeah, you were getting in there for that one too. It was, I mean, I actually just think it's my favourite thing that he's done. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good to see him paint something a little bit nasty.
Bit tough, eh?
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. So my experience with diorama building is getting pretty extensive now.
You're pretty well versed at this point in.
One of my key takeaways that I learned from Camelot was don't put yourself in a corner with your assembly, right? Leave yourself the opportunity to pull things around and then maybe make a change if you need to, etc. So I'm not gluing swords in. I'm just putting bits and pieces together that I think I can tweak.
Yeah. Just put bodies in places, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And did I hear you say that maybe you were going to shoot to have this done?
No,
But, yeah, I thought I heard something of that like, and I was like,
yeah. Someone said that.
Damn.
Someone said that, and I was like, look, I am good. I am not that good.
Yeah.
That is a disgraceful suggestion that would be possible.
Yeah, whoever said that, you're cooked.
Cooked.
But I respect the gumption behind it. Dave can laugh at my terrible photos.
Yeah, so you said you wanted to talk about composition a bit, did you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you say early on. You were going to have a bit of a think about composition, or did I mishear that?
No, you were spot on. That's what we're going to talk about with this, this entire piece.
Are we going to talk about like composition in regards to this, and then composition in general for the listeners, or are we just gonna?
I think we can do a little from column A, a little from column B.
Excellent.
I need to get my pencil and paper though, so we can draw some stuff.
Yep. You are a planner.
Well, not normally, but you have to for this scale.
So when you kept saying vampires, I was like, and Karl Rudik, I was just blanking. I don't know why.
Oh.
Because these have popped up a fair bit through Instagram in the last couple of weeks. This is Kane, right? It's Kane, but in 75mm.
Yep. So I've painted the bust for this guy, and for Sibylla as well. So I've painted.
Oh, Sibylla in here too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. All right, this has become a very exciting piece because all of these busts, or all of these characters in bust form, have been some of the best canvases in the last little while. So
yeah,
maybe last 4 years?
Yeah. I think the vampires are Carol's finest work. All right, so there we go. We'll do one more. We'll do Sibylla. Just need to trim this bad boy.
So I'm immediately feeling like just instantly, like we've got to think about, before even composition, we actually have to think about a story, right? We have to think about what we're trying to convey to the audience.
Correct.
So like, have you got some stuff floating around already, or are we doing it off the cuff?
No, I started mulling over it, as in it's a vampire court, right? So it's a gathering of the vampires.
Yeah. Coven, are they all from the same household, or are they all from different households?
Same mob. One of the things that I was tossing up earlier in the stream, you may not have heard, was this concept of having it set inside a mausoleum, and then having a stained glass window off to the side of the piece, which I'll draw up in a second, and then have an LED inside the stained glass window to create a cool light effect coming down. Yep. And I'm pretty jazzed about that idea. That was the
stained glass window is a really cool idea. The only thing that's going on here, and like this is like, you know, Buck's casting the line, and pull me in if you need to, is that some of these vampires are quite elegant, and some are more feral and primitive.
Yeah.
Kane and the what looks to be the sort of one the one that you've got a card right in your hand right now that you just put your clippers on.
This
those
guy.
two look pretty feral, yeah. And then Sibylla and the one in the full armor.
Yeah. Well, let me just explain it for you, mate. We've got the Necrarch, we've got two Strigoi, we've got two Strigoi, we've got a blood dragon, and we've got two Lamians. All right, so I think I think we're cool.
So if we're going down that path, then if we're leaning all the way back to Warhammer, which we often do, I feel those households don't really like each other, mate.
We just need a Manfred von Carstein, and we're all set.
We're ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few of those vampire types are not particularly fond of each other. That's why I like the idea of it being a court, like that maybe Kane's court session.
Correct. Yeah. So he's brought together. Yeah, he's brought together the families to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Pull their collective heads in, or whatever.
Which is really interesting because Kane's a Necrarch effectively.
Yeah. And
a Necrarch being in high power, like the Blood Dragon would be like fuming. He'd be like, "Why is this filthy primitive?" Well, I guess the Necrarchs are not Strigois.
No, the Strigois are the bestial ones. The Necrarchs are the ancient ones, the wizards. Yeah. And I was actually a predominantly Blood Dragon and Von Carstein player, so I never really played Lamy.
Well, Zacharias was very expensive back in the
day. Yeah, I use 1,025 points or something like that off the top of my head. All right, I've got to go and look that up now because I want to know how good my memory is.
From all the way back then, yeah. Got to be
ever living points cost 6th there.
Go probably further, 5th maybe. And his name was Zacharias the Ever Living.
Yeah, no, I've already got that. Don't worry. I knew that. Zacharias, Warhammer Armies, Vampire Counts.
I think I've got the book.
Get the book. I reckon 1,035 points is my guess.
I think I've got the book, and it is the only book that I've got. left from that time. Let me have a quick little.
It's a green covered
nosy.
book. It's got Blood Dragon Knights charging forwards.
Yep.
I loved Warhammer back then. I lived and breathed it. It was my absolute bread and butter. Could not get enough. Just can't get enough. Boy, I think about it every night and day. See if I can Google it. Oh, there it is. No, not that. G'day, Rough Turtle. I like a lot of things, a lot of colours. Oh man, I want to read this book now. Vampires. G'day, Ruby the Lazy Goblin. Sorry, I'm just looking up something to prove how good I am. I promise I'll go back to putting together cool models soon. Unholy artifacts. All right, special characters. Strigoi. The Black Art. All right. Come on, where is it? Where are the special characters? The aristocracy of the night. Where are the special characters? Surely they're in this book somewhere. There's Manfred. There he is. How many points is he? Oh, damn.
Has someone else beat me to it?
No, I beat you to it.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't. I couldn't find it.
It's right there on the screen. He was 1,015 points. I was close.
Did he come with an inbuilt scroll as well?
Yeah, he was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He was so good. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So that's the story. That's what's happening. Second question is, where is it set? Now, this may be informed a little bit by the base, right? Because this base is a very roughly hewn thing, which doesn't really fit in well with a.
It doesn't fit with the stained glass window.
No, it doesn't at all. This is.
But hear this out.
Hey, did you see this, Bucks? Did you see me? My finished liking?
I did. I love the red. I'm gonna have to snag a little bit of that recipe off you.
Yeah.
I quite liked the way the red finished. It's a really someone in the chat correct me if you know all your different variations of red. I mean, it feels like a burnt red, but it's still got that. It's got a bit of power to it. I love it. Yeah, I really like it.
And you remember how you were bagging me about how you didn't think it was going to look any good?
I was bagging you because it looked like you were spraying jizz all over him, is what I was bagging you, because you sprayed it.
I did?
Creamy substance all over his face. I was like, what are you doing?
I did. But it came out okay.
You did come out.
Indeed, a Minotaur. Yes. We've gone from Minotaurs to vampires to everything in between.
Uber. You know what I really like? That you went after the eye to do the little eye tattoo that Uber had from the show.
Yeah.
I know there was people talking about like he doesn't really look like the model doesn't really look like the one in the show, but that's all good. We can still take inspirations from other places and chuck them in.
Yeah. And I've almost finished this chick. I've got a little bit left to do on her.
But yeah, your
I went back in and started pumping the mace, and it's looking really good now. So
yeah, let's have a look.
I don't know about this pink. I think I'll change that to something else.
Can you zoom a little bit for that?
Yeah, I can.
The pink is fine. I think it just needs to potentially go somewhere else as well if you're going to run it.
Yeah, I can maybe go into a red or an orange or something. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, you could swap her eyes to pink and then it'd match, and that'd be cool.
Yeah, actually that's not a bad idea.
So you could do her eyes pink. You could do that orb pink, and then you could do the orb at the other end pink, like the bigger orb, and then you'll get a really cool triangle going.
Yeah, not a bad idea. All right. So this.
Anyway, back to this idea, right?
Yeah.
What about if, as a part of Cain becoming, the elder,
Yep.
that and maybe a castle has been destroyed or whatever the case may be. Maybe what's happened is the blood dragons are in power. I'm just going to spitball this out.
All right. I'm loving it. I'm loving.
Strap in. You're coming along for the ride.
I'm loving the
blood
energy.
dragons are in power. All right. The blood dragons are in power. Something happens. They fail in their duties to lead the vampires in this area. They're besieged. The castle's sacked. Not much left of it. Right.
Yep.
But what is left is this phenomenal stained glass window, right?
Yeah. So we're in a ruined, a very old ruined. Yeah.
Well, hear me out though.
Yeah.
Maybe through disgust of letting the castle get sacked, the castle is now inhospitable, and so the vampires or Cain has ordered these vampires to extract this beautiful stained glass window that represents all the vampires coming together. Maybe on the stained glasses, we can have an element that represents each, and has embedded it in the mountain that he's living in right now.
All right.
That's a cool idea.
I'm with you. We're in. All right. So the stained glass is a go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to get my pencil and paper and start drawing some ideas, because I've had some pretty jank ideas. I think it could be cool.
What do you think of that? Do you think that works?
Yeah, I'm with the idea. All right,
Yeah.
I'll turn my face on for a second. Well, I'm actually gonna turn my face on and then walk away. But hello, everyone. I'm back. What's going on, Rocket?
Oh, bro.
Did it freeze again?
No.
What about the chat? Is anyone else feeling this idea? Yay, nay, stupid, good, too bold? Let's get a conversation going.
Oh, Hugo, little buddy boy. Little buddy boy. Little buddy boy. Alright, I got some paper somewhere, but I can never remember where I put it. I can never remember where I put my paper. Alright, we'll just have to use this. Okay. Oh, that's a great idea, Relax. That is a good idea. All right.
Maybe that's where he's brought the stained glass window to, right?
Yeah.
So the blood dragons who would represent their stature through castles, whereas the Necrarch are less interested in such flamboyant things when there is, magic to be explored and the preservation of life after death. So a dank, wet mausoleum, but then seizing maybe the pane glass window, this huge epic pane glass window, is the symbol of office.
All right, so here's the view from the front of this. All right, so this is
Big Dog in the middle, right?
Yeah. This is Big Dog in the middle, and Big Dog looks like this. Gonna make sure I get the shape right, because that'll be relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Big Dog in the middle. Got the fucking banner coming out this way. All right, so Big Dog's in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So this is the central part that everything else is built around. Now, one of my things is you need to have height, right? So I think this sits on like a pedestal of some description, right? So we have it raised on a dais. Now I'll come back to Sibylla in a second. Hey, buddy. Right, because Sibylla's floating on a fucking magical thing.
Yeah.
So if this is a central point, right? So I'm going to draw this in a circle thing here.
Yeah.
What about, I'm on fire. What about if we have like a weird structure that comes out sort of like this?
Oh, we're not going to have a weird structure, right? We're just going to have a blood pool there.
No. So this is top down, all right?
Okay, yeah.
So here's the throne here. Here's Cain.
Yeah.
Here's the little banner. Right, so this is a structure that's sort of like jagged looking, like.
Yeah.
And then the stained glass window is just here, casting light
Yeah, like
down.
off. Yeah, can you put, on the first diagram,
Yeah.
where's the stained glass window
Yeah.
going to be on the
All right.
very first
I'll just go again.
Yeah.
So I'll just make it a bit smaller. So so imagine there's like a weird rock formation that comes all the way around, out, and up, and in this rock formation up here is a
That's
stained
where the
glass.
stained glass window is.
Yeah, casting
Yeah.
light down like this.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool idea.
So it can be like there can be like ledges and little things here.
Ralak's idea about having it chained in, like it's not permanent, like it's just been put there, could be really cool.
Yeah. So
That's easy to do as well. That's just a few.
Yeah. So, and what we can do then is we can have all of these little gravestones and what have you, all over the place because they're like, I don't know, beds, or as well as it could be trophies of people they've killed or something like that,
Yeah. Other necrocs who are not quite woken up yet.
Yeah. I do like that idea, Alec, of having the stained glass window just be like an impermanent thing.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think because then you're not bound to perfection. Like you don't have to embed this thing perfectly.
Yeah. So.
But then it's got to have motion. It's got to have some form of motion. If it's not going to be in there permanently, like it has to.
So what?
Sacrifice perfection with good angle.
We can have some stalactites. So all right. So this is a good start. So the next. So the thing I like about this is the shape, right? You start here and you flow down, and everything's sort of got this weird angle down, which is cool. So the next thing we need to think about is the placement of the models, right? So we've obviously got Kane.
Yeah.
He's
the next one we should immediately move, will be the Blood Dragon with his arm up, who should be directly.
Do you think he's directly above here?
He should be down below Kane. Yeah, he should be below Kane, don't you think? Talking to him.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, let's bounce ideas around, right? So he does have a nice angle to look like he is striding up and gifting Kane with an
offering.
With an offering like this.
Or a pledge of of whatever, fealty or whatever they call it.
Fealty. Yeah.
Yeah, fealty.
So we could go something like that.
Yeah.
Is
it a heart? Is he holding a heart?
He is holding a bloody heart. Yeah.
Maybe it's the black heart that like when you're in power, you have the black heart, but you got to move that on if you get succeeded.
All right. So that's his placement. Can you grab a pen or a pencil? There's one just up on top of my thing. You into the Rumbos or the Hennessy? Get into it.
Oh, the Agri Juice.
She's getting fired up on Party Monday.
It's not Bundaberg, is it? Please no.
Where did you say?
On top of my desk up there. Up, no, not desk. There's pencils over there too. Yeah, just grab one of them on your rocket. All right, so that's him. So, thanks, bro.
So, what happened in Finland?
Well, everyone probably a little bit invested in what's happening here.
Boys? You remember the Dudley boys?
Yeah.
Rocket, get the paper.
Yeah. All right. This guy feels like over here, maybe.
Yeah. So he definitely.
Because if we've got him,
he looks like he's not happy with maybe what the Blood Dragon is saying. Like, shit, you're a shit Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
Scowling at him, so off to that side is perfect.
Yeah, so we got that side, and it looks like he's like fuming about what's happening with the Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
The Blood Dragon looks like he's giving him the heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that. Now
and then the little one who's on the little ghoulish one, the Strigoi, he can be just about anywhere because he's super neutral. He's just listening.
Yeah, and he's also got a nice angle that we can sort of shape him however we want. I think I like him up on here, sort of looking down.
And maybe somewhere in the background where you can do some light stuff where it's
because
he's got a sick silhouette for just a bit of
he's
light
awesome.
coming off the face.
So he'll be in this negative space here. He'll actually be here, which will create a nice little silhouette there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So then we have this chick who's one that is I'm struggling a
Sibylla's
bit.
hard, is it?
Yeah, where does she belong?
Well, Sibylla could not necessarily,
Not
but
not
oh, is
not
that Sibylla
Sibylla.
there?
No, this is
No,
Sonia.
that's the that's what's her name, Sonia. Yeah.
Sonia Blade. Yeah.
Um,
So she's a great model. Don't know if she's
does she
fitting
fit?
in. Yeah, don't know if she's fitting in, but I really wanted to. Yeah, she could
But
be
yeah,
his
she could be guarding
guardian.
him, but she's not. She's not in his. Like the other two are more like him than she is.
Yeah, I actually don't mind. I don't mind her in that spot over here.
What about guarding Sibylla though?
Oh yeah, now you're cooking. All right. So Sibylla, let's put her together, and we'll come back to the drawings because Sibylla's shape is going to be really interesting where she fits in on this. So one of the things I really like to think about is the eye line, right? The eye line is so crucial because if the models don't have a sense of connection, I've talked about it a shit ton and pretty much every
Why did Sibylla have to just be so sexy? Why is she
yeah,
getting sexy in the room?
yeah, bringing it on. So Sibylla is a struggle to fit in with it because if you look at the way that we've positioned those other ones, man, there's some fantastic like sense of connection there.
There is.
You know, Kane's looking down, the Draco's coming up and giving him the heart. You've got this guy who's like, "No, what are you doing, you fool? You betrayed us all." Ah, Megatron.
What fails so?
Yeah.
You were trusted with the comet. Fucking hell. Get me doing voice recordings, alright? We're adding a new element, voice recordings.
Yeah, this is 4-dimensional miniature art.
Yeah.
Sound as well. All right. This model is one of the all times, and I don't care that I am wearing a tie underneath my jumper, mate. Relax. My problem is this model is so good, she has to be on here. But
Sibylla.
yeah, but the problem is that it's so
She's too sexy.
she's too good. Where's she go? Oh, don't know. All right.
Does she have to? We need a
She
need
has
female
to. Yeah,
presence.
she has to. She
Yeah.
has to be on there. I mean, she's too good. So the question is, what is she doing? She's obviously involved in some sort of ritual spell, some sort of blood sacrifice.
Well, yeah. Or maybe how she has appeared in the room is through a blood teleportation. You know,
Okay,
like she
okay.
has appeared out of the blood.
All right, like it's
So we could put
it's
her
like
into almost like a blood cauldron type thing that she's
it's
worked
like
her way
flu
through.
powder. It's like flu powder. She's gone
Yeah.
diagonally, and then she's ended up
Yeah,
here.
exactly. Except for she's come up out of blood. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like Scarlet from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Hello, buddy.
Now, the thing with Sibylla is we could change her sexy look into a look of just uninterest. Like the Lamians are just they don't care. They're like you guys are fuckwits. Like you think you know everything that's going on.
Hi, everybody.
But like you don't. I'm literally here because I'm next in line. What do you think?
I'm getting attacked by Hugo.
Oh, Hugo, I didn't even see him.
Hey, buddy. All right, buddy. Off you go. The sacrifice is an interesting idea, Jared. Let's talk more about that. Maybe that's her offering to this. We then
Who's she sacrificing?
well, we need to come up with a decent model, wouldn't we? Hey,
Yeah.
get out of that. Get out of that.
There was one very good model that you could use.
What, the elf?
You'd have to reuse it. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Actually, I think the scale's wrong, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, they too. These are like 54-ish.
Well, no, they're actually 75, but, 75 varies.
Yeah, 75 is about as loose as it comes when it comes to actual scale.
Yeah.
They should just put 75 question mark at the end of every...
75-ish.
Yeah, ballpark it. Maybe.
That's not a bad idea, Jared. Yeah, we could use this little idiot who's like... We're going to hang him out to dry.
You know what could be cool? as well in this. Those little I know they might not fit. I know that you like to play around with scales a little bit. For example, using the Nurglings in the Wastelands one.
Yeah, which looked awesome, by the way.
Which did look awesome. You could use some of the bats from the new range, or you could use some of those little demons from the Warcry range that kind of look like.
So the bats was already on the cards. I actually had planned to put bats and stuff on here and rats. From the old vampires range. So that was already a intended part of my secret plan. But
let me show you these little imp things. Because they might fit in just as like little familiars.
Yeah. The cool thing about doing a project like this is you get to play around with different things and assess if it's working, and if it's not working, you just you mix it up. Go, yeah, cool, that's not going to quite work, so we won't proceed with that. So yeah, I'll buy a whole pile of different things and we'll see what sticks.
Because they kind of fit the vibe. I'm just going to grab the image. Furthermore, even if it's not for this, it might be for some stonework.
Yeah.
So that we don't have to worry about searching for 3D prints and things.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to go back to my friend and see if he can 3D print me a few bits and pieces, but I'll make the bulk of it out of.
Have you sent the printers back to him now?
Yeah, gave them back to him.
There you go. There's an image there. I can't just screen cap the image, so
yeah,
because of classic old.
Oh yeah, they're cool. Cool little guy.
They are, right? They're kind of like they don't ooze demon, they don't ooze undead. They just kind of sit in the middle.
They're weird little dudes. The only thing I'm hesitant of, I'm good, Oreo class. How are you? The only thing I'm hesitant around using something like that, there is a lot of wings already.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so I don't want to overwing it.
Fair enough. Something I'm assuming that the Pazarski conversations happened over his Nagash that he did.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Where he did all the background stuff. That was really cool, some of that stuff.
Yeah. Alright, this Sibilla model is popping and also sucks because there's so much detail. Yeah, so I was thinking yesterday, when I finished up yesterday's stream, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to try and knock together one more model for QMHG. And I was like, yeah, that'll be fun. And then I was just looking at it and I was like, I just want to do my vampires. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Get started on them. So I said to myself, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to start putting together my vampires and start thinking about it. So here we are.
We have to answer a question from a little while ago now that we've got a bit of the inspiration has kind of come out of us. Our friend Rough Turtle has asked, both in Discord and over here, what do we do when we do our very vibrant, lush green jungle / foresty wood bases? What colours do we use?
I use contrast paints.
The two colours that I use that I love, the three colours that I use, I have Intensity, Intense Green. It's absolute killer colour.
Yeah.
I like to use a little bit of Scale Fantasies Goblin Green.
Mm-hmm.
I like to use what is it? There's a blue green that I used to spray from the undersides that Lizard Green I use from the underside, which is this really nice sort of blue green from AK. And then, the classics, pistachio, frog green, yellow green, interior yellow green, like dark green, just basically the whole AK green range because it's really, really strong. Do you have anything to add to those ones, Deno? I think
Warp,
you use a lot
warp
of those as
lightning,
well, don't you?
warp lightning green for contrast.
Warp
Mate.
lightning green from
Yeah.
contrast.
That's my go-to. There's a lot. There's a lot of good greens. Green's my favorite color to paint. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so it's no more Space Marines for the moment, mate. Coming back to what you mentioned earlier, although Games Workshop's about to release literally all the vehicles that I want, so I'm gonna have to pick up all of those. But I think that's something for a little bit later on, because I think after I'm gonna try and do one more project maybe for QME.
Yeah, cool.
I might try to do the Spartan.
Yeah, definitely do the Spartan, man.
If I don't though, I don't. I'm not going to beat myself up.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun painting my Space Marines. That was a really good vibe. And so.
Oh, no wonder it's not working, Deno. You gotta put the fucking foot in, you idiot. Derp.
So yeah. I'm really looking forward to us all being up there, having a good time, and like using it as the refresh button.
Yeah, well, for me, it's the button to start preparing the Crimson Brush for next year. Start talking about it, thinking about it, and
Promoting, yeah.
G'day, Space Toy.
Out there.
Yeah, focusing less on my individual and more on the collective.
Yeah. Community leading element of the gig.
Yep. All right, I am already of the opinion that this model is going to be very
Hey, Space
hard.
Toy, how are you, mate?
Very,
You
very
good?
hard to find a spot for. Just like this. Yeah, that's like that. Cool. That makes sense. We will actually throw that in, I think. Hey, Space Toy.
Oh no! What have you done, mate? What have you injured? Indeed, that was running through my head before, Jared. Stupid, sexy vampire. Tore your left shoulder cuff. Book. That does not sound good, and probably means you can't paint much either.
Push through the pain barrier, mate. Push
Yeah,
through.
true.
You got to paint. Don't be
Look,
pathetic.
we did some math 2 or 3 streams ago, and I don't know if your age is in the same bracket as Deno and I. By the time you're 60, you probably only got another 1,000 models to paint. So, I mean, do you really want to?
Yeah. Do you want to give up probably 100 of those, mate? I don't. Let's push through. Push through. That's tough getting older.
Mate, I'm becoming crudely aware of my diet and what it should be getting older.
I am aware of my diet and what it should be and refusing to acknowledge it.
Yeah, mate, every time I go and watch some stuff, I'm like, yeah, excellent. And then I don't even realize, and there's something in my hand that I'm eating that I shouldn't be as I'm watching the thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I'll get onto that tomorrow. Never happens.
Yeah, I've been planning to lose some weight for about 4 years now. It's going well.
Yeah. I'd love to lose 10 kilos. Get back to like 82.
Yeah. If I lost 10 kilos, it'd be a drop in the ocean, mate.
Yeah. You're also 6'4".
More than that, but that's okay.
6'5"?
Yeah, more than that. Keep going.
Are you 6'6"?
No.
Are you 6'7"?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, I haven't measured myself in a few years, but I was.
Yeah, I reckon you're about 6'6", 6'5".
I was 6'7" about 10 years ago.
As a
about
young
10
man,
years
yeah.
ago. But I slouch, mate. Like, but
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like,
whenever I stand up
just
straight,
through
people are like,
time,
"Whoa." Well, Jared, I clocked at 125 keggers the other day.
yeah, so you got 30 on me. 32. I'm 92 or 33. 93. I don't know.
We're a fat fuck.
What? Why why does miniature painting curse you so, right?
Oh, I know why.
Yeah, I've got this pursuit. I'm diehard. I want to become the best I can be at
Yeah.
something.
I want
Turns
to
out
be
terrible for
the
your health.
very
How-
best, like no one ever
how can doing something
was.
positive and productive be so bad for me?
Yeah. To paint them is my chart. Painting models.
Painting mods.
My girlfriend is absolutely like thinking I'm the world's biggest idiot right now. Aren't you, Vids?
I'm busy with the drama in my game, mate.
All right, mate. Thanks. That's
It's
nice
all
of
right.
you.
She's nicknamed after a rocket, so she can go.
Yeah. She's Red Rocket. I want to be. Benny reckons he had hair. It's not that stressful, mate. Come on.
I had hair before I started painting pictures. Hey, chat, can we get some big Fs? Can we get a bunch of Fs for our poor beloved Benny boy who's recovering from COVID at the moment? He's been tanked all week.
Poor fellas. Ends.
And Storm. Although I caught up with Storm last night. We had a paint together last night, and she seemed to be doing a little bit better.
It's good.
She went to work today.
Well, when they both had COVID, I was like, here we go. They're going to miss another.
Yeah,
I
same.
was like, these poor fuckers cannot catch a break.
Yeah.
But no, they've come through it. They'll be there. All right, I'm not going to do any of these little baby elements, but I'll definitely do this hand, I think. So let's just... All right, I think we're ready to do a little more drawing. We'll do a serious drawing. I want to be the very best. No one ever was.
Yeah, while we're sort of about to do a drawing, if anyone in the chat hasn't jumped on Instagram and had a look at DC's latest piece, please get in there and have a bit of a check out of it because it's sick.
It's awesome. It's DC doing what he does best, but also stretching himself a bit, I think.
Yeah.
Just pushing himself a little bit into some...
It's like he's just went on a little holiday to Spain, isn't it? Just a little brief
jaunt,
on through.
little sojourn to Spain. Oh, all right, that should be sufficient. I think. I wonder if do I put her on there? Probably do, you know. Yeah, we'll do that.
So I'm almost certain that this time around I've absolutely nailed it. I finally got it right.
All right.
On these bases, which means that I can execute on the thing I always wanted to do, which is, do you remember that the little Frazetta-esque sort of Conan that I was doing?
Yeah.
So I figured he fits Aristea real nice, right? Like he's right at home in the Aristea world, which is where the troll comes from. That Sebastian
Anistia.
the Rackham troll. Yeah, Astia is it Aristea?
Anistia.
Anistia, that's it. Anistia. Yeah. So I figured if I can, because I've done a completely different base, like it doesn't look the same, but it looks like it fits in the same space. So how cool would it be to do a little adversary for the troll?
Yeah, I'm in.
As a way of being like, hey, you know, you've inspired me plenty over the years, and obviously been able to teach some awesome things too. And so this is something that continually inspired me. So here you go. Check this out.
Check this out. Oh, DNC Jam Master J run. All right.
I really wish you still owned that piece too.
Said.
Yeah. Because then I would like to own.
Yes, I hear. All right, I feel like we can put this and this over here. This and this. We don't. Yes, we do need that.
If we had the technology, almost having her like she's not in the room but in the room could be cool. If she was casting herself from somewhere.
It's That's an interesting idea. All right, we have all of our protagonists marching together as one. There, it's all right. Oh, except for that hand. Don't leave that hand, you know. Okay, so let's plan it out from the front. Okay, we can all see what I'm drawing. Good. So we're gonna start with the throne, which would be here.
Yeah, Space 3. I'm not sure if Ben's at his PC right now or what, but the blue lady that he recently put up, the old one, I'm almost certain is a 3D print. I think both Storm and Ben have painted that one.
All right, so that's the throne. So we got old mate here.
What about you could have also done like a circular pane glass window that's like from eye level looks like it's embedded in the throne, but then when you look, it's actually behind the throne. It wouldn't work because we want the height. So.
Yeah, I think possibly. That's not a bad idea.
Just
all right. Yeah, not
throw
a bad idea.
ideas out.
Yeah.
Shit, some are gonna be.
So this guy is here holding up his little heart. He's there. Cool. All right, and then we want this guy off to the side. Maybe hidden in shadows almost. With his hands. Ah, no. Why you do this? His bald head and his wings.
Blood dragon, you dog.
Yeah, why you do this, you fuck? And he's looking up this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's literally looking directly. So his eyes are looking directly at Draco.
So we've got
Draco?
Yeah,
Draco?
this is
yeah.
it's Draco.
Draco is looking directly at Kane. Kane is looking back at Draco.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's over here. This guy's looking up. Both are standing in front of Kane like this at slightly different angles. Cool. So I like that.
Yeah, the one with the wings is on Kane's side of it, right?
Now we also remember that there's a vampire here with his head here.
So Kane should be the lowest, correct? He should be because he's in shame, like he's failed, so he should be.
As in this guy.
Pose.
This guy.
Not Kane, sorry, the Draco, the
yeah. Well, pose, yeah. I think this guy's even lower again, right? So he'll be the lowest point.
Yeah.
Right, and then we'll have a step up to Vlad, Draco, sorry, and then we'll have the dais like this. So we'll go top down in a second because I think that'll be interesting. And we've got another little fucking vampire here. It's been a fuck with. All right, so that's cool. There's candles all through this base, which is interesting.
I do like that. You can mimic that easy with some milliput.
Yeah. So, option number 1 for Sonia is.
We said Kane was option number 1. Like.
Yeah. So option number 1 for her is off to the side. I'll just bring.
Should be slightly behind his throne if she's an executioner,
like this,
reinforcing his position.
Like this, like she's watching the winged guy.
Yeah.
And being real careful, like I'll fuck you up.
Yeah. And that's a really nice spot.
Yeah, I quite like that because she's elegant. Now the only thing that might fuck that actually is this. Let's have a look at this. Train is my call, Pokemon.
Might cook the line a little bit.
Well, we've got this vampire on the thing. Yeah, so we got this vampire here with his wings. So the wings are just like
yeah.
this. So let's just grab her again. No, I quite like that. I think that works. Maybe a bit further forward. Like she's in line with him. Yeah, I think that's the best spot for her. Because then we get some nice negative space through here. She's got a good shape. That gives her a reason to just be like watching this guy, make sure he's not fucking gonna try and swamp the boss. And then we've got
I like like those two look awesome together.
Yeah, and then we've got
He doesn't fit, but she looks so good in that spot.
Yeah,
But she doesn't quite fit.
She doesn't
inside
fit,
of it.
but I think it makes sense that Kane would have a young concubine vampire that like doubles as a bodyguard. Like he's obviously a sharp operator. He's been around for a while.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I think she's probably maybe less of a concubine and maybe just an absolute
Beast.
That's
Yeah.
the execution.
What's that chick? What's that chick from Kill Bill? The little young schoolgirl with the mace.
Yeah.
She's her.
She has a bombing knocker, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's her.
Yeah.
All right, so that's cool. So we put her sort of here, with her hair like that, and her axe like that. All right, cool.
Can we potentially pull the winged vamp further?
Yeah, we can pull him down, and I think we'll also really lean into the height piece there.
Yeah.
Because what we want to do is create a line up, sort of around.
Yeah.
Like this, up to the stained glass window and up to here. So, I had a thought about I just had a thought about her. So what about if the stained glass window is like where they go to pray or do cool spells, right? So what if up here there's a dais?
Yeah.
And this is where she is. She's right at the top, summoning, looking over, almost hanging over the edge, like completely uncaring.
So I guess the only thing we've got to think about with the stained glass window.
Oh, that mate.
The stained glass windows are all about light transferring through them.
Yeah.
And vamps don't like light.
Right. Vamps don't like direct sunlight.
Yeah.
So the question,
as long as we got a good explanation / like, yeah.
Well, does a vampire get killed from light going through a stained glass window?
I don't know. I guess if there was any cracks in the stained glass window, they'd be in a bit of trouble.
Maybe there's a curtain beside it. Yeah, they're twilight vampires. I don't know. But what I just like, I love the concept of moonlight streaming through a stained glass window and creating this lighting, concept across the whole piece. I feel like that could be really cool. All right, so here's a dais. Here's our stained glass window, or maybe let me come back to that in a second. So we're gonna have lots of little swirly things around here, stalagmites, whatever, and that's gonna actually be forward of everything else, right? So to draw it on a top down, so we're gonna have here, we're gonna have her walking in this spot. We're gonna have this little idiot down here, wing guy.
Not at this point, Space Toy, but I'm very much looking forward to watching Prey.
Yeah. All right, and so the shape of it is going to be roughly from Vlad.
Yeah.
Come around like this. So the stained glass window will actually be here, pointing like this sort of angle maybe, and then there'll be a little section hanging out here, which is where we have Sibylla. So she's like floating above Vlad, roughly. How do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a hard time visualizing Sibylla.
So am I. So am I. But
yeah.
But I feel like this shape, right?
Can if everything gets air, can Sibylla be cut and just made a beautiful individual standalone piece?
No.
Or does she have to be in?
Nah, she's got to
Yes.
be in there, mate. It's a vampire diorama. You got to have all the cool vampires, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
But even if she's makes it awkward, you're like, nah, she's getting in.
She's in. She's in. I'm sick of this shit. No. I think she's got a place, and then we'll have the little Strigoi sort of here. So I talk about this in composition a lot, right? So there's a couple of things I look for. Number one is negative space. This is a great example of negative space, right? This area here will be a second example of negative space, right? So there's big areas to look through. The second thing you need to think about is the variation of height and the variation of depth, right? So when we look at this, right, what we want to have is models in all of these different positions from a depth perspective, right? So there's she's walking, he's here, Vlad's here, this guy's here, and then there's vampires up the top here and here, right? So you look at it from a top down and you've got all of these, but then you look from the front, right, and you've got like 4 or 5 different heights as well that you're playing with. So you're creating all of these different elements that are different, which is of course creating contrast because you've got height and depth.
So speaking to the chat now. So the last time we did this was the Gates of Hyperborea.
Yeah, which is just behind.
We received photos within probably maybe 12 hours, I want to say, or maybe somewhere in 48 hours we received photos after this loose sketch of everything placed ready to go. There was some when we were planning Gates of Hyperborea, there was some interesting conversations about some positional stuff. So I now know that he will go away and this will come back within probably 48 hours because when the inspo bites, you've got to go with it and it'll all be in place. So I'm not going to put too much more in because I think you'll solve the Sibylla problem within that time and then there'll be a photo of it all coming in. So
I will definitely have a solution. I'm not gonna put any time because I'm gonna try and turn this into a video.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right.
Yep,
this shape this shape is the part that we need to figure out. And the stained glass window. So let's try and draw what we want it to look like from the front. So if we have a stalagmite sort of area like this, and we're curving around like this. So this is the back. Maybe it's like a staircase or something. A rough hewn staircase like this. And then it comes around up here into this archway which has the thing. Yeah, I am also struggling to visualize how this will work. So what I was going to suggest, right? G'day, Jan. What I was going to suggest is rather than having the stained glass window at the top, right? We could instead build the stained glass window into this staircase. So it's underneath Sibylla.
Yeah.
And Sibylla sits here. What I think I might do is grab some stuff and try and shape something.
Got some blue tack?
No, I got
pull the blue tack out.
I've got some wire. Where's my wire at? Yeah, I've got wire and alfoil. So let's just try and build a pattern that works. So All right, so the shape that I'm thinking, all right, if we're starting from roughly this position on here, you're not going to be able to see, but it's this. Yeah, you can't see that. Fuck, you're an idiot, Dano. All right. I think it'll work. Get some alfoil. What's happening with you guys? Hey? All right. I'm going to tilt the camera and show you,
Yeah.
if I can, what I mean. Zoom out, Dano. Come on, mate. All right. You can see that. That's okay. I'll just tilt that down a smidge. All right. So this is cane. All right. So let's imagine that we have a pattern that comes like this. All right. So it's sort of this shape. What I'm trying to achieve out of it, right, is almost replicate this feeling of a circle.
Where's the stained glass going to be?
Yeah. So if we have the stained glass, right, up the top here, coming down like this, or alternatively underneath this section.
So we're going to do a front-on view for the stained glass. Cool.
Well, imagine the stained glass is at a 45-degree angle from the rest of the piece.
Yeah, going downwards.
Yeah, going downwards.
Yeah, so it's literally sunlight.
Potentially sunlight. Yeah.
Sunlight. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, what are you doing down there? You're just looking around for something you're not supposed to eat, is it? Come here. Come on. What do you think of this idea, buddy? What do you think? Do you like this? What do you think of the alfoil? Is that a good plan? All right. That is a really difficult concept to visualize, and I'm not sure if I've quite nailed it yet. So let me try and make this a little more understandable. I do have some blue tack. All right. Hey, buddy. You're a good boy. Yeah. Okay. So, imagine... Oh, that's right, this blue tack sucks. Too old. Imagine this... Hey, you're not allowed down there. You little rat bag. Imagine this is a platform that's floating all the way up here.
Yeah.
Right, so this is the scale of the throne, like so. This is sitting higher again than the throne.
Yeah, wow, that goes all the way up. That's huge.
Yep.
That's massive.
Right, so that is floating here.
Stained glass has got to go like even further up, right?
Well, Hugo, what are you doing? What are you playing with? Well, or the stained glass goes here.
But like tilted on the 45, yeah?
Yeah. Like, yeah, like this, but like we build the stained glass into the rock.
Yeah.
And then the only time you'll really see the stained glass is like
On that angle.
from a front on, you know, you'll have this sort of circle here, and then I can build into this bit here LEDs
Yeah.
that can shine the light down.
Yeah, red LEDs, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think we'll try for something that's transparent.
There's two really good guides out there right now, right? Roman did one,
Yeah.
and so did
Someone.
Ben Comments did one as well.
Yeah. All right. So if this is the case with this, she's here, floating above everything, looking down. Hi, Rocket. Hello. I don't think I like that as much.
No.
She's way too high there.
Yeah, way too.
All right, so let's instead then have that be the stained glass window here. Like it's the only thing that exists up in this space is the stained glass window, like this.
Yeah.
And then we have a dais that sort of sits like here.
Yeah.
And she's floating off that. Something like that. Do you feel what I'm like? Do you feel what I'm trying to do here with the shape and stuff?
I feel what you're trying to do with the shape. I don't like Sibylla anywhere near any of that part. Like
You
I
are
think the
such a
stained glass
clown.
window should be by itself, where it's telling its own story, like it's a part of the story.
Yeah.
And let that be a feature of the piece rather than a complementary component to a miniature.
Yeah. Okay, Jared, that's an interesting idea. So we flip it around, and we go this side.
Yeah.
Instead, right? And then we get the opposite sort of shape of the throne. That's got some potential, Jared. That's got some potential.
Can you angle the throne, like give it a 45-degree tilt in? So it's turning into the piece in your right hand. Yep. There we go. Now you're starting to get some nice light angles.
Yeah.
Coming in through the stained glass
I'm gonna
window
piss
as well.
this off. And
This will offset. This will really offset light interacting with Draco as well. Like if you go and quickly grab him now, potentially chuck him down, like hold him down at the bottom, pledging to Kane.
Yeah. So the other thing I like about this perspective is
look at that.
Yeah, that's the
so
go.
Much. This is the go. Great call, Jared.
Yeah.
Jared, great call.
So we go this angle instead, and then what we got is a silhouette of him standing there all alone.
Yeah.
With nothing else.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Which like what it does is it says
this is
like,
the story.
Outcast,
This is the story.
It sure is. Tarask or Tarascu 87.
No, Tarask.
Yeah.
This guy can now go here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like, hey, like if Kane says, "I'm just gonna feed on you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna eat you. I'm just gonna go. What I feed on, dams, you know."
All right, that is a good start. So. Here is the base I prepared earlier. In preparation for this piece.
Yeah.
This one's
I knew it.
This one's been on the go for a while.
Oh, you're gonna use the big, I've got the same one. Yeah, you're gonna use the big hexy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a big old base. Look at this for a plin size.
So I like the hexagonal shape.
Yeah.
I'll tilt this down a little now so you can see a little bit more.
Remember, you're going to consider having him tilted though.
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
will
yeah,
be
yeah,
fine with the hexagonal
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
you get it back from the
Yep.
yeah.
So we're here for this bit,
Yeah.
although this will come up a little, I think. And then this is the outer extremity of this area, which I love. I love that
Yeah.
silhouette. This guy is sitting.
He needs to come a little bit more forward.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got to be in front and up to Kane rather than off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be in full servitude. Yeah.
Let me get some foam. You said I was going to do this, and I said no, I'm not. But I probably am now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Pokemon. Hang on. I've got some foam. I've got some foam chunks, haven't I? Yeah. Here's a foam chunk. Perfect size foam chunk, Deno. Well done, mate. Well done. Almost perfect. Alright, so there's this. This guy's down here in like the doldrums.
Yeah. You feeling a sick day tomorrow, mate? I can already feel it.
I wish. I wish it would be on like Donkey Kong if I could. Alright, so yeah. I want to be cautious of the angle of Kane because of the direction he's facing.
Yeah.
So we don't want to go. Where's his head? His head's somewhere over here. I got fucking bits everywhere. What did I? Yeah, here's his head here. Yeah. So we can angle his head slightly, but we're not going to be able to tilt it too much. So we're going to need to turn it slightly to the side. So he's looking at Draco. Perfect. So that's good. I don't know if I want this quite this high yet. We'll obviously do rubble and gravestones all through here.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's great.
Some skulls as well.
Yeah, skulls galore. I've got some printed
Yeah.
already.
Nice.
So this then goes here. We have the banner, and
Hey, Sleepy.
I'm contemplating if the banner actually doesn't go in this spot. I feel like that isn't helping the
Yeah,
narrative.
I think the banner can. Yeah, no, cut it. Cut the banner
Yeah.
from there. Because why? Where's their wind coming from?
Yeah.
There's not going to be wind that picks this banner up and moves it like that.
So we could use the banner over here hanging from the.
Yeah, hang it from the wall.
Yeah, cool. So we'll do that. All right.
On the right side. Sorry, on the left side, your left hand that's holding the thingo to be like nice, just sitting behind that.
Yeah. So that's a cool narrative, right? This guy will be a little higher. He'll be a little higher. He won't be fully off, but
the banner is in the same direction as the vampire cloak. That is a good point.
That's true.
That's a very good point.
It's true. Yeah, the banner's not a no. But with what we're intending to do with this, I don't know that the banner's actually contributing anything to the story.
And the one thing about a cloak is that the cloak could have whipped up the way it has, like as he's pulled the black heart out.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be wind that's forced the cloak up, whereas the banner has to be wind.
Yeah. All right. So let's say this is this sort of.
Yeah. Told you, Jared.
Yeah, all right. So let's put Sonya Blade in with her axe.
So she's going in the original. Yeah, she's going in the spot that she just looked too good in, right?
Yep, just here. She's there. Yep, that's great.
So if you put, where are you planning on putting old Squatty boy?
Yeah, so Squatty Boy is an interesting one.
Can he be potentially mounted into the structure that's curling up? in any way?
Yeah, because this is going to be like a spiral staircase, cavernous
Yeah.
spiral staircase type thing. So we probably put him.
Yeah. So you're effectively putting all four vampires, like all of the vampires are on one side, and then Draco's by himself.
Yeah,
Like it's perfect.
which is
Like,
good.
they're all just
which is good
might hit
thematically.
you, might not.
Yeah. So he can sort of be here,
Yeah.
looking down at the proceedings.
Getting mad negative space and real Strigoi-ish, right? Because a
Yeah.
Strigoi would feel like he's got no say in the room.
Yep. All right. So now I like everything except for Sibylla.
Yeah.
Where is Sibylla? This is a bit precarious. I'm just going to do this whilst I'm thinking. Don't tell me.
I'm
don't.
going to be up 2 weeks from now. If Sibylla has not found a home, not even 2 weeks from now, and Sibylla goes missing, to keep her out, don't blame me.
Nah, Sibylla's got to be in there, mate. She has to be in there.
I don't think he should have a companion, Jared. I think he has to be.
She could. It could work, but I
Yeah.
do really like the story of him being a loner. I think that's a good narrative. Not that one. I reckon Rocket's gonna like this little adventure.
Don't put any turquoise in it, mate.
Turquoise vids. Teal. Are you in for some teal, Rocket? You reckon we should put some teal in there?
Absolutely.
We're reds, is it?
Vampires don't wear teal.
Vampires can wear whatever they want, mate. They're people too, alright? Not really. Oh, come on.
Celine perfectly exemplified that in the Underworld films, eh?
Yeah. It's all black all the time.
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. G'day, Daz.
Mr. Mrs. Cam, yeah. There needs to be a Mrs. Cam. We need a throwaway Cam. for Vincy's hot takes.
Here you go. Don't sniff that, you doofus. That's bad for you, buddy.
Hot takes with Rocket.
Hot takes with Rocket. New segment. Alright, that's less likely to fall. Okay, so Sibylla. So option number 1. She's at the front.
Just being sexy girl Sibylla.
Just being like the entertainment. She's like the fucking dancing girl from the, what's that fucking Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah.
That's obviously not going to happen.
No. That's to lean a word from you. This shan't be happening.
Shan't be happening, indeed. Yeah, it is going to be pretty big. All right, so if we bring this guy further forward and he's sort of here-ish, that's a good angle for him, and he gets to be sort of pretty prominent, and I think that works because he is one of the coolest models. And that he'll be our most forward piece. So we've got a lot of dead space in the front here.
That's where a lot of our skulls. That's where we're gonna have a ton of visual communication, but it's just gonna be scene building communication. It's just gonna be skulls.
What about
rocks, rubble.
okay? I just had a thought. What about this? All right. What about this? So work with me here. So here is the front angle. What if the stained glass window is here, and it's coming down onto the ground in front of everyone?
I always have to wait.
I know.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing on the ground is the stained glass window
Yeah, sure.
light. The stained glass window is in here.
Yeah, that's what I always pictured it.
Yeah. But well, I was thinking the opposite way, that it was going to be coming from here down like this.
Yeah, grab that little plaque that you're using and just like that'll be the window. Just like angle that
Yeah.
plaque.
So this is the window, like here.
Yeah, nah. The second way, the way that we were discussing just before, that's the
Oh,
way you want it.
yeah. I
Yep.
was thinking like this.
Yeah, originally.
Yeah, that was my original thought. But now
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
feels better. So can we instead do something like this, right? Where we bring this down a little bit, right? Like this sort of shape. We instead have the stained glass window here coming down, and we have Sibylla up the top here overlooking everything.
Stained glass is higher up. Maybe the stained glass goes off to the left a little more.
Yeah. So like this. Yeah, I don't mind that actually. I think that could be the go.
Even in the negative space between the throne, even further across, just in between the negative space of the throne and the
Yeah, here.
Sibylla. Yeah, in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this little Strigoi is sort of hidden underneath here. All right, I think we've got it. I think that's the go.
So Sibylla is playing Valkyrie role.
Correct. She's Valkyrie,
Yeah.
but she's doing some sort of summoning, some sort of spell-like thing. Yep. I think that's the plan.
You know what she could be doing?
What?
She could be holding Draco in a hex, and you could paint the hex onto the ground like he can't leave. You know, that's an option.
Yep.
Or
Something.
carved in. Yeah.
Something. Yeah. She's definitely doing some sort of summoning or spell of
Yeah.
some description that's having an impact. All right, I really like the idea of this stained glass window being at the back left. You know what angle?
Shooting in.
Yeah,
over Crane's shoulder,
shooting
catching
in.
his face. Yeah.
Yeah, like in this sort of triangular. Yeah, that's the go. All right, I think we've landed it. I think we have landed it. All right, so yeah, I wanna have like a pretty big overhang where it's all like this, and then we will use what we should do is we should have like a big an arch stained glass window here, and a little yeah. Okay, I'm on now. It's all happening. We just got to have a reason to have the dais up there.
Oh, yeah. I think you've got to curl it into the piece more though. I think it
Well,
was right the first time, right?
Yeah. Like sort of this shape.
Yeah.
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 All right. Yeah. So we go this. She's almost directly above this guy, maybe a little bit back set from him. It's overhanging from that. The stained glass window goes here. There's a roughly hewn staircase, and this little vampire is
in there and spills up. So put all of that stuff down now, like all of that stuff, because you've got a sick plan for that.
Yeah.
What are we doing with back left corner?
Yeah. Here.
Because it's going to
or
farthest left behind Kane's left shoulder.
Here.
That would be his right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
What's going in here?
Well,
something has to be in here. Maybe a pillar.
Do we put a pillar? So don't forget, this guy's got his wing.
Oh, he does have a wing, does he?
Coming down like this.
I didn't even know he had a wing.
Yeah, he's got a wing.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that guy's wing. Yeah. Nice.
And then Draco's here.
You know what could be really cool?
Yeah.
Hanging off his wing if he's got a little hand.
Yeah.
A rope or chain with some skulls attached to it.
Yeah.
Filling in that negative space, like, you know what I mean? Like, framed by it.
Yep.
What about, hear it out? This is fucking epic. Former vampire kings' heads with fucking crowns around them.
Okay. Kings. Well, you know, these could be the kings.
Yeah.
These could be the kings of Vampire Thrones past.
Yeah.
Something. There is a lot going on, mate. That's Big Deno in a nutshell.
Yeah. Jared, are you frothy, Jared? Yeah. Are you like, yeah.
This is the creative process of Big Deno right at work right now. All right, we're good. We're happy. This is.
I tell you, man, I love that idea. I'm touting my own idea hot here. I'm sorry. I love the idea of that little one holding something down that's dangling and that creates this like what about even a skull in a candle, like a candle in a skull type thing that's creating its own small OSL.
Okay, and now I've got that all on film. I've got that all on film, which is great. But let's just go back to drawing and just make sure we've got the idea locked down. Do you see what I was trying to go with the shape of that?
Yeah. Like that I always got. It was just a matter of where it was going to be in the piece.
All right,
That's
so
what it was.
here is our hexagonal plinth, like so. So we have a sad winged vampire here.
Yeah.
You
A
poor
failed.
guy. Yeah. A failed Strigoi dickhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
We then have a raised area, and we'll probably do some like tile mosaics on the ground, like it's the ancient Roman mosaics something. Yeah. All right, cool. We've then got over this side, we've got the throne of Cain, which goes like this. Boop, boop, boop.
Is the name of this piece going to be Quarters in Session?
Oh, good one. Good one. Quarters in session. I like that. That's pretty good, actually. So this is Cain's fucking throne, like so. Vlad is over here. Holding up his little fucking heart. Here's Cain. All right, so Vlad is just a step down from Cain, but he's higher than this guy. He's sort of here. We then have Sonya Blade with her axe like this. Here, and she's sort of the most recessed chick.
The prodigy of Cain.
Yeah, the prodigy of Cain. And then we have over here this shape, which is going to come around and be here. We're going to have this archway or whatever stained glass window we decide up here, which is sort of built into the rock. And then there's going to be a little platform here. Sibylla's going to be hovering, and this platform is just going to be a little bit like some stalagmites. And then we've got old mate on his little thing here.
Beautiful.
That's it. That's the ticket.
Correct.
It is similar to a picture Ollie drew at school today, mate. It is. It's exactly. Yeah, that means nothing to anyone. All right? But it's going to work. All right, and just a quick top down. We've got Cain. We've got Draco. We've got that chick. We've got this swirling around. We've got stained glass window. We've got little fucking idiot here. We've got her up here. Idiot down here. Perfect. I'm in.
Awesome.
All right, now the challenge is how do I turn that into reality?
Wow. That's the easy part.
True.
That's the easiest part of this whole thing. Because we have lent on the strengths of each one of these pieces individually, apart from Sibylla.
Yeah.
To do so much weight. But like the throne will do a lot of carrying.
Yeah, look, so let's toss this up maybe just fractionally, right? Because Sleepy Slang's tossed up an idea. Is the winged guy better on top? And is Sibylla better down looking up at the what's happening.
Uh,
I don't think
yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, both. That is a just you can just that's a stylistic choice, right?
Yeah, I think this guy underneath the thing looks like he's a bat in a cavern or
That's it.
something, and I feel like that could work really cool.
Yeah.
And then I really think we can lean into her floating off into the abyss. You know, like she's about to float off into nothingness.
Yeah, I like the idea of the bat, but also like he's just stretching his wings, like he's
Yeah.
furrowing out his wings, getting into a position of like contemplation about like
Yeah.
judging Draco.
Yeah.
And then I think Sibilla up there, like offsetting her with some loner components makes
Yeah.
her stand out a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point. Does is on point there. That this pose, although he's winged, it doesn't look like he's taking off. It looks like he's hunching away from something, like he's trying to hide. So, so yeah, I think
or landing, or he's just landed.
yeah. So I think we keep him down the bottom. I like that. I like her up the top because she just looks like she's just completely uncaring about, the fact that she's floating above nothingness. I feel like we lean into that.
Bats? Are we putting any bats in?
Well, yeah. So let's build up the basic structure first. Put all the things
Yeah.
down and have a real clear focus, and then we go. Okay, we need a few little, bits and pieces here.
Yeah.
So, I love it. I love it. We're in.
Indeed.
We are in, like the proverbial Errol Flynn.
In like Flynn. I knew that one was coming.
So I have some fun
It
times.
has potential to be by far the best one yet.
Yeah,
It has potential to blast Camelot.
Well, so here's why it's better than Camelot and potentially better than Hyperborea. It's more focused. It's got a narrative. It's got a clear
narrative.
It's a singular clear narrative. Hyperborea had 4 or 5 stories we were trying to tell, like little vignettes placed across. Camelot was exactly the same, but it was a turning,
it was segmented, which made Camelot better executed than what Hyperborea was, because we were able to separate things easily.
Correct. Yeah.
Hyperborea as a whole piece was more interesting,
more cohesive, and also you could feel what was happening. This one is tighter. The composition is more focused around a single narrative. All of the models except for Sibilla have a place, have a purpose, and I think I can even make Sibilla's work. I just need to get the shape and the angles and stuff right. Everything feels like it's got a purpose and an intent. So what I'm going to need to 3D print is I'm going to need more gravestones in a 75mm scale. I'm going to need a few more skulls.
Not too many though. Not
too many. No, we just want enough,
maybe
right?
3 maximum.
And I say that because we've got one here, we've got another one here. They're just being stood on by people. You need some that's not being stood on, like just that are just elements. So, yeah. All right. This is gonna be lit. Okay, let's go. The hardest part now is actually working out how do I build these elements. Because don't forget, we've got fucking vampire here and vampire here as well. How do I build this all so that I can keep this separate and this separate to paint these individuals? Oh, Jared, that's a banger idea, man. That's a banger idea.
Yeah, you could do.
Imagine, because we've got that negative space at the front. Imagine if there's a dead body lying on the ground with the stained glass light on it.
So as an offering.
An offering to the fucking king. Jared.
Yeah,
Jared.
pretty strong.
That's a.
And then what about Sibilla hexing the offering, as in like around the body you've got?
Yeah.
Summoning circle.
Okay, we need a dead body in 75mm scale.
There's buckle.
that fits with how fucking good these models are.
Yeah.
What about that kneeling elf warrior that looks like a fucking
the one
American Indian?
That's the one.
No. The American Indian. The American Indian.
Which one's that one?
I think the brand is. Oh, it's oh. Come on, Dino. Think, mate. What's the guy? His name. Can't think of his name. He's got those fucking underwater, like, not Zaba. He's an Italian short guy.
Yeah, explaining him like we've met him.
I know. I can't think of his fucking name. What's his fucking name? What's the name of his fucking brand? Oh,
Arian.
I'm so fucking good at people's names, and when I
Yeah,
can't get one, it drives me mental.
Yeah,
Oh,
this double.
it'll come to
Hey,
me.
is
It'll
it an
come to me.
American Indian? Is that what the sculpt is?
He's got arrows in him. Oh, what the fuck is that guy's name?
Is it old?
No, it's not Chimera. It's not that old.
Pulvis. What's that? What's the other brand that sells through Chimera? The secondary one.
Andrea.
Andrea. Yeah.
It's not Andrea. It's he's got a chick with a stupid metal hat. He's got and he's always sending me fucking stupid sex joke fucking things.
Oh, then just go look in your
Yeah.
previous.
Yeah. Fucking hell, what's his name though? What's his fucking name? He's such a funny dude. Oh, I got to look in my fucking follows.
Did you laugh, by the way, at the reel I sent you the other day?
No.
You didn't?
No. When this name pops up, I'm going to be so enraged. It's not Antonio. Junji, Tianchi, no, not Rafa. Broken Toad. This is some good people to follow, by the way, if you can follow this speed at which I'm going. Oh, man, what is this guy's name? This is stunning viewing, isn't it?
It's yeah.
Riveting. This is going to drive me mental.
While paying dinner to sing right on the tip of my tongue.
Right on the tip of my tongue. Right on the tip of my... Abyssal! Urgh!
Oh, Bissell, yeah, there it is.
Fausto. Oh, fuck. Fucking Fausto Palumbo. Surely he's got some fucking... Surely he's got some shit on his Instagram. Does he not? He does. I am like 95% sure it was his range that did this. How funny would it be if it's not his range?
That would be pretty funny. Quite
There
funny.
it is. You can't see that because this is a fucking terrible plan, Deno. I will do this properly.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's super good. He's so jacked though. He doesn't look like he'd go easily.
I'm just gonna send this to Stone Beautians.
Yeah.
Share. This is gonna be worth it, friends. I promise. So good. So good, Deno. One of your best segments that you've ever done on this fucking show, I tell you what.
This is where we're getting endorsed for a potty. Right here.
This is
They're gonna see
creativity.
this and they're gonna be like, get him in.
This is creativity right here.
you got to take the good with the bad, right?
Yeah. That guy could be on the ground in front of all the vampires with his heart ripped out of his chest. I don't know. What do you reckon?
He could be. He definitely could be. Cut all the feathers off his hair,
Yeah.
potentially, or you just like,
Yeah. I think you'd try and un-American Indianize him.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, Tarask. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Freedom Fallen Hero.
Then it changes Draco into being quite powerful and not submissive.
Native American, thank you. Apologies to any Native Americans that I may have got that wrong. It's such a. I've actually wanted to use that model for a diorama for a while because I feel like it's such a cool model. Here it is. Nah, it's 90 mil. Fuck
Yeah,
you! I wonder if he sells a 3D print. Because we could turn it into a 70 mil and that'll really help it scale. Wonder if I can get him to send me the fucking 3D print. He does have digital. He does have digital versions.
Message Torbjorn and see if he can whip something up.
I could. Hmm. All right. He doesn't have it. Doesn't have it on here. He's got digital versions. That was the model I was talking about with the metal hat, by the way.
Yeah, gotcha. Never seen it.
Plastic love. I have indeed bought minis from Scale 75. I've bought many. I've painted many. I've got 13 of them up there, ready for another diorama in the not too distant future. Have I got any scale models here? The quality's good. Yeah, they're a good range.
They're like a step up on the Aradea, like the older Aradea.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I like them a lot. I think they're not quite at the upper echelon, which I place Nocturna, Black Crow, Hera models are the peak. Step down from there's Chimera and Scale 75 and Aradia. When Broken Toad were casting, they were right at the top.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you ask Ben and Storm, they'll tell you that the recent stuff that Broken Toad did with the Labyrinth stuff was phenomenal.
Yeah,
like the casting was.
Yeah,
really
Broken Toad's probably the top of the pops. And then you sort of go to a step below there, which is Black Sun.
Lucas Peter's in the top two. His cast are good.
Well, yeah, Lucas's is, but they're
yeah.
they're not figures where the fidelity of the cast is like super relevant.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
what about Black Sun? Where have you got Black Sun?
yeah, they're at the bottom.
Yeah,
they're not great. And I've done a lot of them, so trust me. they're fine, but they're at the bottom of the pops. All right. Well, we have a mammoth amount of assembly and gap filling and conceptual. How do I paint XYZ elements to come?
What we do have in our favor is a very clear.
We have a vision.
Very clear vision.
We have a vision, and we have a story, and we have a cool hook, which is the. I think we've got to go with Jared's idea for the dead body, don't we? Like that just.
That will be we'll asterisk it as if the sculpt.
If we can find the sculpt, yeah, or we sculpt
because
one.
Because we're not going to shoehorn it in.
No,
right?
no.
Like
it just creates there's a dead space at the front. It creates something in that dead space that feels like it belongs, but isn't going to detract from any other element of the story, right? Draco's still going to be the focal point of the story, but but it's just another little bit tying into that. So, yep. All right, I dig it. We could like mutilate this vampire, I guess. Nah, no,
No.
no, no. All right, I'm gonna glue this. Guy down.
I think that vampire is the best vampire out of all.
This one,
I love the squatting vamp.
yeah, it is actually pretty good.
He's just got incredibly clean lines, and
Yeah.
he didn't need anything else but his pose to tell his story.
Yeah.
I think that's really,
I think it's the winged vampire, and then daylight second. So
yeah.
yeah. Oh man, I knew starting this project tonight was the right go.
You felt it in your bones.
Could feel it in my waters. It was on. It was coming. The creativity was ready to burst.
Yeah, the big break. The few burn off pieces that you like to do before you get back in the swing of it. I remember you did it last year as well when you took a break.
Just a couple of little
By burn off, I don't mean that they're, I just mean that they're usually just like the piece by itself, no extra work.
Yeah, just nothing special on the base, just one little Bobby Dazzler. Yeah, it's a niche. It might not be a bad shout to message Torbjorn or What's that other guy we got in
Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah. I wonder if he could whip something up.
Jonah looks pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, mate. If you can sculpt Kingdom Death, yeah, if you can sculpt Kingdom Death, you're fine.
Definitely worth just reaching out to and having a chat.
Yeah.
Because it's only anatomical, right? Like you don't need maybe like the brief would be shirtless, hung head, maybe long hair coming down over the face potentially.
Well, I think step one's Fausto, right? Because if I can use that guy at 70 mil scale,
he's kind of perfect.
He's a cool like pose as well. Like you could just have him facing outwards, slumped over. I just think that'd be super cool. Yeah, we need to glue this guy. All right, let's glue him then. Okay, let's go. I wonder if I might pin one.
Do you know what's a really nice color? Recommend it to everyone. P3 is coal black.
Yeah, coal black. Coal black is actually probably in the all-time top 10 colors everywhere.
Yeah, top of the pops, that one.
It's an outstanding color. They have a couple of good ones there. Cricksbane highlight, sanguine base.
Yeah, got
coal black. Coal black. Yeah, some great colors. Men off white highlight.
Men off white highlight. No, I've got all of those colors. And that's it on my test right now.
Yeah, they're good colors. Good colors. Yeah, I'm gonna message Fausto tonight when I get to bed.
Well, so I was like, hey Sam, can you just whip this up?
Yeah.
Just hand sculpt this and send it to me, pal.
I just wanna wish you well. There he is. This guy.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. AK plays a pretty integral part in both Deno and myself's collection.
So this guy. Oh, that's a great pose for him. He's just gonna be like that. Love that. Love that for me.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll just be sort of here. Great. Oh, this is going to be epic. This is going to be epic. All right. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. We'll mull over the banner, and if we need that, I do really like the sculpt, but I can always use the banner on something else, which would be fun.
Could fit into our orc.
Ooh, it could, couldn't it? Could fit very nicely into the orc diorama. Maybe that could be our pirate flag.
Indeed. Maybe even our Minotaur could be hoisting it.
Hoist the colours!
You know what would be really cool for the Minotaur?
Yeah.
Making a crow's nest on his back.
That's a
What do you
cool
think?
idea. Yeah, but we'll put a little
in
goblin.
there. Yeah.
Hoist the colours!
Maybe we can get like a Rackham Goblin or something like that because they're a bit
Yeah.
oversized and their heads are. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in for that idea. That's great.
Fucking, we're just giving them out for free today.
Yeah,
aren't
it's
we?
on fire. We got it on tap
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
It is absolutely ballistic.
Anyone need an idea? Like
Yeah.
anything at all? Just fight. Like, let us know. Just hit us up
It's
in
on
chat.
tonight. It is on tonight.
Yeah.
This is going to be my pièce de résistance, I think. Absolutely.
This will make 3 in a year. 2 in a year. 3, 2 so far.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
3.
No,
Three.
2. No, Camelot was last year.
No, Wastelands. When
No.
was that?
Oh yeah. Well, if you want to count little dioramas like Wastelands, mate, I've had about fucking 14.
Wasteland wasn't little. It had 6 models.
7 or 8 actually.
Yeah.
If you count the Nurglings, it was more like 30.
Yeah.
See, do you want to know the coolest part about this fucking diorama? Even the vampires on this are just epic.
Yeah, they are.
Like
An elf. You want an idea for an elf dragon slayer diorama? So an elf slaying a dragon. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is the famous picture of Anarion staring down the demon prince of the greater demon of Slanesh from the old fantasy books.
Great-
if you can get a
great
picture of
piece of
that, that's
artwork.
super iconic. Replacing it with the dragon, or you could have the elf connecting to the dragon through a lance, or a giant spear that is in the air. Like the elf's in the air instead of the dragon to change the dynamic where dragons are usually up in the sky. This time it'll be the elf coming down on the dragon.
Dragons in the sky. You
The
know
dragon
how I
recoiling as
feel.
he's found his mark.
I think you're going about your approach backwards, Space Toy. Our pulse, our ideas come from the models. We
Yeah,
see the
that is
model,
true.
and then we go, "What's the story, and how can we make this work?"
This is true. I like to have a story for almost everything nowadays. That was how Mercenary
Come on,
Goblin
Dano.
was born.
Come on, I think we've hit critical mass for the night.
Yeah,
We've juiced it.
brains melted.
We've juiced it.
Yeah,
I'm dropping shit all over the place.
yeah.
Time to call it dinner. Oh, we're breaking
That's the classic. I'm so excited I can't function correctly.
Yeah, I'm so excited I can't stop, but we got to stop. Come on, dinner.
Hey, did you see Thor yet?
No, I keep like putting it off for some reason, and I love
Yeah.
Thor. He's my favorite
Yeah, I mean,
character.
it's your jam.
Yeah, he's my favorite character. I don't know why I haven't seen it. Oh, well,
Busy.
I'll see it. Yeah, busy. I am busy. Have been busy. All right. So
Oh, are you talking about
Black Sun,
Yeah.
Dragon Huntress.
or are you talking about what's it called? Black Crow. No, he's not killing a dragon, is he? The Black Crow one.
No, is it the elf huntress who's already killed the dragon?
Did I watch Sandman? No, I have not watched Sandman. Is it good?
It's good. It's on Netflix. It's
I've
scary.
actually been watching Ozark.
Oh yeah, is it good? What's it about?
I'm enjoying it, man. Bateman's great.
Yeah, he is
It's
good.
basically about a businessman who moves his family to the Ozarks to launder money
Yeah.
for the cartel. just got really good writing and some quality acting.
Yeah, Bateman's
Some
good.
good story building. It feels like it feels like you're playing a game of Grand Theft Auto. Like the way the story builds, how they introduce characters.
All
Yeah,
right.
there is drugs involved as well. I should say. I love all the different factions in Ozark. Yeah. And one guy like holding way too many kite strings.
All right. That's going to help us get a bit better perspective on the shape of this.
Now, I've got another idea right now.
All right.
Can anyone, please invent a accelerator that doesn't use a spray and instead is a dropper bottle, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
An applicator like mine, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. With the like flexi tip on the bottom, so you just a little bit comes out. I mean, you can make it yourself, obviously.
Yeah. Oh man, this is cracked, eh? This is absolutely fucking cracked.
Yeah, I think so.
I am so fucking jazzed for this. All right. That's Sibylla's hand. We need you. That's your thing. Where is his head? Where is your head?
Yeah, pretty much Sleepy, but you know, in this day and age, you just present the idea and make it, and then make money off it.
All right. I don't need any of you. You are in the bits box.
I like doing this with you as well. You know why? Because I'm not going to do this stuff. Not yet, anyway. You're doing 40-year-old hobby. I'm still doing 36-year-old hobby right now. You know.
All right, let's go find someone we can raid in on. Some great person. It's been fun. Thank you, Andrew,
No
for
problem.
joining me. Some great ideas tonight, mate. You've worked beautifully tonight. Well done.
Thank you. All while painting a Sebi base for the
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's go watch some Big Timber.
Big Timber.
All right, what do we got here? What is this?
Sculpting Jin from Xenoblade.
What is this? What has this got to do with anything related to
Oh, that's where we're going.
toy soldiers? I'm perplexed. How's this miniature figures?
Oh yeah, Sleepy saying please get back and watch this VOD, man. We had a lot of fun. We spitballed this idea into existence. We actually never went backwards. You know, we never took a backward step.
Yeah, we just kept pulling in and in.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyrannid, how long you been going for? She's from Australia.
Oh, get her up.
Let's go. Why have I got no audio here though? What have I done?
Where's she from? Melbourne.
I literally can't hear a thing she's saying. Can you hear what she's saying through my screen?
No. You do have it does say CC with the red thing over the top.
What is that?
I don't know. Shall I see if I can hear her? Hold up.
She's definitely talking, and
Yeah, I'll just check if it's you or. Tyranny.
I'm perplexed. Well, let's go raid on her anyway, but because she's
It's
got.
you, I think. Hold on. She's got something to add.
Yeah. All right, we're going in. Tell me what she says. I don't know why. That's weird.
She's got an ad playing at the moment.
No, she doesn't. You have an ad because you are an idiot.
Hey mate, respect swimmer. Yeah. My audio's working fine.
All right, something's going on. That's a problem for future Trent to solve. Let's raid in on Tyrannid Queen, friends, and have a wonderful evening. I'll catch you all later in the week. Hopefully we'll have a base ready to go. See you, friends. See you, Bucks.
See ya everyone.
Man, I'm jazzed.